Hey everybody, welcome back. Now today, I'm going to do a little something different. I'm not going to be doing anything opal related. This is in fact cooking. Today I am going to make a recipe I found at the Tasting Table website, and it's a Hungarian mushroom soup. Now the first thing you want to do is get 2 ounces of butter and place it on medium heat. And I'm using a Christmas present that my non-married son gave me. And it's a spatula. It's kind of a spatula spoon combination. Looks pretty interesting. It should get a lot of use. I like to use wooden spoons, but those have a issue of being more breakable, and of course things like slivers coming off of them. Of course, I guess if you're using it that long, you probably should be getting a new one. So let's let that melt up a bit. And you should also prep all the other ingredients beforehand. That always makes cooking much easier. Now next we will be adding in half of a onion, or an onion diced. And onions vary wildly in size, so just use as much onion as you like. And you'll also need 8 ounces of sliced button mushrooms and 8 ounces of sliced cremini mushrooms, or use whatever mushrooms you like. So as the butter is now melted, we will add in the onions and the mushrooms, and we'll stir it in. Now it says to saute this for 8 minutes. So we have a timer set. And start it off. Ooh, hey, if you want to watch the time, it might be more interesting than this. Now it says set the heat to medium. I started this out a little towards medium high just to get the pan hot so the butter would melt faster. Alright. I think maybe covering this would help a little more. Now it does say to stir this frequently, and I would think that that goes without saying, honestly. I should also turn the heat down just a touch to make it more medium. That way I won't risk burning the precious onion mushroom combination. So while this is cooking, you can get the next ingredients ready to throw in, and that's 2.5 cups of vegetable broth, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and a tablespoon of paprika. And because I have smoked paprika, I'm going to split that up and do half a tablespoon of regular and half a tablespoon of smoked paprika. Ooh, that's looking good. And we're approaching 3 more minutes for stage 1. Now there is an ingredient for this soup that I did not purchase because I just really don't use it at all. And it's a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. So maybe it will taste better with parsley, and if I like the soup, maybe I'll try it with parsley. But for today, I'm omitting it, and feel free to use it if you like it. All right, we will have to keep a close eye on the temperature here. This is boiling quite nicely. And it smells good. If you like mushrooms and onions, then this smells delicious. And here we are with the first stage completed. So you pour in your vegetable broth. Grab your soy sauce. Preferably you're buying actual soy sauce and not the salty alternative. All right, there's that. And there's the regular paprika. That's close enough. They recommend that you use half the amount of smoked if you're going with just smoked. So let's put that in there. There's so little left. It goes into yum. All right, so stir this in, get it back up to simmering, cover it, and cook it for 15 minutes. So there we go with the timer. And this gives you plenty of time to clean up as you go, if you're into that. Sometimes I am, sometimes I am not. And look at that. It's looking mighty good. Nothing like that watched pot syndrome. You don't think it's ever going to boil. All right. I think that's pretty close to hot enough. Let's cover it because you have to cover it. We will start the timer. And we have all of the next ingredients set. And we will let this sit and cook and probably stir it once as it starts to bubble and boil again. And make sure it is only simmering. You don't want it to cook too fast. Alright, that looks like it's set at right about the right temperature as it is just starting to simmer. And we have 12 more minutes. like to rotate my pan because this particular element is a little hotter on this side. It's looking pretty good right now. A mere 90 seconds left in stage 2. Okay, and while we are into the final minute of this stage, go ahead and get a cup of milk and 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and whisk it in to a container, which you can then pour into the soup. Would other kinds of milk work? Maybe. I mean, quote, milk. And if anyone else out there has found every use for all-purpose flour, let me know. All right, a mere 20 seconds left. Let's open this up, stir up a little bit. Now, when we pour this in, it wasn't really clear because I believe the instructions said something strange like, oh, okay. It was my reading error, go figure. All right, let's pour that in there, whisk it in. It doesn't really say, unfortunately. Let's get all that flour out. There we go. Doesn't really say if you should let this return to a boil or not. It just says stir it in and cover. Doesn't tell you any kind of time between this and adding the final ingredients. So I'm just going to let it sit for a couple of minutes. Try to go back up to a near boiling point. Making all sorts of noise here, that's nice. So as that heats back up, that flour will help thicken this soup. It should be delightful. And there we go. Time for the last stage. 10 minutes on the clock. Okay, at this point, we stir in the juice of half a lemon, 2 tablespoons of dill, and this dill is grown from my own garden. I have a lot of dill. At this point, the chopped parsley would also go in. And then the final ingredient is half a cup of sour cream. And I eyeballed this because I love sour cream. And if it's a little too much, yeah, so what? Who cares? I don't care. I don't care a bit. All right, so as you get all of this whisked in here, or spooned in, or however you like to mix your ingredients. We are now done. We let that sit, and it'll cook the final 10 minutes covered on a low heat. And because I'm that guy, that kind of guy, and daring, I'm going to put in the squeezed lemon half just going to turn that on and make sure the heat is lower. And that'll be that. I think I can safely power this off here with the last minute to go. It's cooking quite well. I will taste this as it's completed here. They recommend salt and pepper to taste. Salt I might need. Definitely I'm going to put pepper in this. And after I do that, I will come back with my taste test result. Well, that smells pretty good, not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and fish that out of there. Oh, that is delicious. Looks like I probably could have gotten the sour cream mixed in there a little better, but no big deal. All right, I'm gonna get some of this and go have a taste. They recommend having like crostini kind of bread. I'm gonna skip that for now. Be back soon. And I'm back, and I gotta say, as I love mushrooms, this was amazing. It was very delicious. Now I'm gonna put a little salt in there. I think we'll do about a half a tablespoon for the entire lot. Would probably be more than enough. And a lot of pepper. I love pepper. Now, if you don't like a strong lemon flavor, don't throw the lemon half in there. That was almost a little too much, I think. And it also says to top with more of the freshly chopped parsley and fresh dill. Now, as I was using dried dill, I wasn't going to put more dill. There was plenty of dill. It was delicious. All right, I suspect this might get better with age. So if you try this, let me know. Would you make any adjustments? Next time I might try some sage and basil that I grew in my garden. That sounds pretty good, I think. Also, I have some dried Martin carrot peppers from last year's harvest, which I think might taste pretty good in there, and I bet I will test that with some of this. So I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a comment. Please try this if you like mushrooms. It's pretty simple and quick, and I'll leave a link to the recipe in the description. Thanks for watching. Until next time.